This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Rameca Vincent Leary and welcome to this edition of Pensacola State Today. When it comes to obtaining a college education, in all honesty, many students wonder how they'll be able to afford it. This is an overarching reason the Pensacola State College Foundation was established to help students in various programs of study attain their educational goals. During this program, we'll explore two specific events hosted by the PSC Foundation, the Bill Clover Memorial Auction and Holiday Experience. We'll also give you details about the more than 200 scholarships provided through the foundation. But first, we'll focus our attention on the much anticipated holiday experience. To discuss that, I'm happy to welcome Dr. Ed Meadows, president of Pensacola State College. He's joined by Andrea Krieger, Executive Director of Institutional Development for the PSC Foundation. Plus, we also have Jenn Cole, Chair of the Holiday Experience. Dr. Meadows, before we delve into the event, please give us a brief overview of how the PSC Foundation fits into the broader scope of the college.
I'd be happy to, Rameca.
Thank you.
Our foundation is our direct support organization that raises funds for scholarships, provides opportunities for professional development for our faculty and staff, and provides other kinds of academic support like equipment, and in some cases also establishes the first significant amounts of money that go toward college buildings and other infrastructure projects at the college.
So when we speak of enhancements, Andrea, and expanding a little bit more on the foundation, specifically at the Warrington campus, what are some of the enhancements we can see there?
So if you look at the Warrington campus, which is our health science center, a lot of the enhancement has to do with equipment. And so if you look at the simulators, which I am just blown away by the content of the buildings at Warrington campus. Those simulators can be hundreds of thousands of dollars when you add the tickets up. And they're necessary because it gives students the best opportunity to learn, and it enhances the quality of the education that we are able to provide at Pensacola State College, which is why we have some of the national accreditations that we have that make the education a student receives applicable anywhere they go.
I have toured the Warrington campus. I love it. Give us an overview of some of the health programs that are offered there.
Sure. So we have our BSN, and we have our veterinary technology program, we have our dental clinic. It's really a broad scale approach to providing workforce for our health industry in the community. And it can be anything from you're doing a nursing assistant program to you're actually going through a 4-year program, getting your BSN and serving our community and our patients in our hospitals and our medical clinics.
So there are definitely various educational facets, right?
There definitely are. You know, I was at my dentist the other day and found out that every hygienist that they had, bar one, came through the Pensacola State College program. It's much the same at my veterinary clinic. They have most of their veterinary technologists or technicians actually came through our program.
That is so amazing. It is a small world, Jenn.
It certainly is.
PSC alumna, you attended classes at the Warrington campus. Tell us about your experience.
Well, I did, and I was in the surgical technology program. It's a 1-year program. I graduated in 2011. And for me, it was interesting to be on campus, and it's a beautiful campus, but it was also interesting to be in the bookstore, and this is why I'm part of the foundation now.
Okay.
The first time I went to the bookstore with my fellow students, there were two of them, a 52-year-old man and a young single mom, and they were trying to decide whether they would buy a textbook or whether they would buy a workbook. And I remember standing there thinking, you have to have both for an education. And that's one of the reasons when I was finished with the program, and I did go to work here in a local hospital,
Okay.
but I also joined the foundation board because I saw the need there that students are wanting to get something out and something better in their lives. This gives them the opportunity, but sometimes they might need a little help.
Dr. Meadows, back to you. Speaking of help and our students, you're an awesome president. Have you ever had a student come to you and say, Dr. Meadows, I'm having a hard time. Give me some words of encouragement.
Well, you know, it's interesting how you meet students. You meet them in restaurants. You meet them in a hospital. You meet them sometimes working in a professional category of work. That often, if you begin talking with them in the workplace, you find out that they have aspirations to move up in their professional field, or they want to change the field that they're in. So we have many students that we consider non-traditional students,
Right.
and those are the adults returning to college to either change their career or advance. And that's one of the beauties of our baccalaureate degree programs. For those that want to stay in their respective fields or enter into a new field, it allows them to advance, earn a higher wage, a better living for their family, and of course, you know, the tax base of where they live certainly enjoys that as well. So, and that's one reason why we have such a broad spectrum of support from our community and the foundation. Where we have the volunteers that serve on our board, where we have the donors to the college, is because they actually, or their family actually, were recipients from the foundation and the college, like Jenn here, in obtaining their education that led to a productive job in their respective communities, which our service area is Santa Rosa County and Escambia County. But we also get a lot of students that come from the surrounding states.
We absolutely do. And speaking of people getting a quality education and laying the foundation, so we're segueing into the holiday experience. And what a wonderful event that is going to be at the Warrington campus. And tell us the programs of study that people will be able to delve into on that delightful evening.
Sure, absolutely. They're first going to come into the Mary Echtel Smart Simulation Center, where they will be impressed by the quality of the center and by the excellence in education that's offered there. They'll have a variety of different experiences, since it's the holiday experience, a variety of different experiences that our students get to see every day. They'll go from that simulation center over to the veterinary program, and they'll be able to see how dogs and cats and rats and bunnies and everything else.
Are there going to be any horses? I'm just kidding, but I know not.
I'm telling you, I would not be surprised by what they do over there, but they'll be able to finish up at our dental clinic. And it's really the thing that's neat about holiday experience is there are so many things that the college does that our community is invited to see that they may not know about. Just, visits from Denmark to our simulation center, because of the quality equipment and the quality programming that we have there. Our community gets to see that. They get to see about giving an IV,
They
what
sure
happens.
do. Bird's eye view. So Jenn, when a person arrives on campus for the holiday experience December 6th, they're going to have many options. Now, if they haven't eaten before they arrive, no worries, right?
We hope
Talk
they come
about
a little
that.
bit hungry
Want
and a
them to
little
be
bit
hungry.
thirsty. One of the things we want to do is showcase, obviously, the wonderful programs, but it's also our holiday experience. It's a party. It's a chance to get together with other people, to see what's going on the campus, to interact with people, cocktails and conversation. You're going to move from one program to the next. You get to choose. If you want to go see the fur babies first, you can go to Vet Tech. If you want to do an IV and practice that, or listen to heartbeats, you can do that in the center. Or you can go watch the dental hygienist at work. You don't have to be worked on. We get to watch that. So it's an exciting night, and it's different than a lot of the holiday parties that are going on around the same time because it's a relaxed environment. We're going to have great food from different areas, and each area will have food in it. So when you're at the dental, you'll have some treats. When you're at the fur babies, you'll have some treats. When you're in the simulation center, there'll be drinks, water, wine, cocktails. It will be an exciting, fun night. And then we'll end in the student center where there'll be a live and a silent auction. So you have lots of opportunities, to give and also to enjoy and get some really neat treats to take home.
So I heard in the simulation center, a young lifelike figure named Victoria that actually simulates childbirth. Would you like to talk about her just for a moment?
She's super interesting, and that's something that we probably will not actually have her simulate her birth at that point.
Not at that point.
But it is amazing, and when I tell you, when you go into the simulation center, there are plenty of lifelike patients that you can interact with, that you can ask questions and ask them how they're feeling. You can actually pretend to be a nurse and see what that experience is like, and that will be exciting for people. But you know what? It's also a party. They're going to have on their holiday hats and their holiday pajamas. It's going to be fun.
And our students will be participating, for example, our performing arts program. They will have live music in different places along the way.
I like
our
that.
students and our faculty performing for the guests that appear on campus as well.
Vocals, Dr. Meadows? Will you be singing?
No, I will not be singing. Well,
Just curious.
Well, I could do a sing-along.
Okay.
But
Or lip sync.
it's mainly instrumental.
Mainly
But
instrumental.
there are some students that do, in the past and holiday experiences, lead the songs and so forth. But we're not going to be in buses this time.
That's right. This is a walking. Think of a progressive dinner. So you're going from one spot to the next. You're going to have treats at every spot. You'll have something to drink at every spot, but wear comfortable shoes.
Absolutely.
I'm encouraging people, this is not a suit and tie and all dressed up. This is a nice, relaxed, fun time. You can wear jeans if you want to.
So if you're feeding the fur babies, Andrea, right?
Which I love.
And we'll be able to do that, correct?
Absolutely.
Give a dog a bone.
Give a dog a bone if they want to bring something a little extra for those fur babies, because we're often helping we're actually helping the animal shelter. We're doing spay and neuters for them. They can bring in a fur baby blanket if they want, or a fur baby bed to take them for Christmas, or some toys if they like. They'll get to see a pet x-ray. They'll get to experience what the students learn so that they can be qualified to take care of our precious babies.
And there'll be Christmas trees.
There will be Christmas trees. We will have in the dental clinic, it'll be
Okay.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So we're going to have Hermie and the abominable snowman Bumble. If you go over into the vet clinic, we're going to have Snoopy and a Charlie Brown Christmas. And then if you go into the heart simulation, so if you're looking at Harvey and listening to breast sounds, well, the Grinch had a heart that grew 3 times. So we're going to have the Grinch in our Mary Echtel Smart Simulation Center. So lots of elves, lots of students there to enjoy the evening with our guests.
And so those who are interested in the EMT program will be able to sit inside of an ambulance, correct, Jen?
And that's amazing. You can it's an actual ambulance with one side removed, so you can walk right in, you can touch and feel everything. You can see all of the monitors they use, all of the equipment they use. So that's another exciting aspect that people can choose to go see in the holiday experience.
As you mentioned, many hands-on activities, and they'll have tour guides leading them, right? From
Correct.
one area of the Warrington campus to another.
You won't be lost. The campus is going to be lit up with beautiful sparkle lights because they always make a party. And on that campus with those trees, it is a beautiful campus. And I think people will be really excited and impressed with what's going on inside, obviously, but also what's going on outside.
And if you're interested in attending,
You can
you
definitely
contact the foundation, contact Andrea
All
at
right.
our foundation.
And we're going to be providing more information for that on the screen for our viewers. All right, thank you all oh so very much. Meantime, he was a well-known professor and mentor at PSC, and over the years, his artistic creations have touched the hearts of many. Up next, we'll explore the life and legacy of Bill Clover including the special endowment that will be established to support scholarships for aspiring student artists at PSC. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back right after this. Hello, everyone. During this segment, we're shifting gears, highlighting two specific areas of the Pensacola State College Foundation: student scholarships and the Bill Clover Memorial Auction. I'm delighted to welcome back Dr. Ed Meadows, president of Pensacola State College. Plus, joining us once again, we have Andrea Krieger, executive director of institutional development for the PSC Foundation. Next, I'd like to introduce Darrian Montgomery, a first-generation college student and PSC Foundation scholarship recipient. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
I have a lot to cover this session, but let's just start with you, Darrian. As a scholarship recipient, first generation, not everyone knows what that means. Can you tell us?
Well, a first-generation college student is a student whose parents have went to college but didn't finish with their bachelor's degree. So that's my situation. I'm really grateful that I am a first-time generation college student.
So what is your program of study here at PSC?
Graphic design.
All right, and I know that you will be graduating in May of 2019.
Yes.
You are hoping to attain a bachelor's degree, right? Talk a little bit about
yes.
that.
I've already obtained my associate's degree in graphic design, and now I am in the bachelor's program here at PSC. And yes, I will be graduating May 2019. I love the program. It's really awesome. We have great teachers. Yeah, I love it.
So Andrea, hearing testimonials like this from students, does it make you have maybe tears well up in your eyes every now and then, the emotions behind all of those statements?
It's absolutely humbling, and it's wonderful on a daily basis to be able to go to a place to help people help themselves. One of the really great things about Pensacola State and about being at the foundation is that Darrian's story is one of thousands. And the gratitude from our students make getting up every day and coming into the office not feel at all like work. It's very much about helping people help themselves. And I will tell you, what she says about the faculty and staff is so true. And just hearing retirees come back and talk about how much they love this college, and often their love of the college is because of the students. I think we all get so much more from what we do because it's humbling to hear the gratitude for someone who is doing everything they can to help themselves. So it's an amazing piece of work that we get to do here.
There are numerous scholarships available. In 2016, the scholarship application process was revamped. You're offering over 200 scholarships. Quick question, though. Are there ever any scholarships that go unawarded?
There are. Sometimes just in the day-to-day life of a student that's usually very busy, because often they're working in addition to attending Pensacola State. And so just they may not know that there are 249 scholarships at the foundation. They may not know that all it is they go online and they don't have to fill out 249 scholarships. It's one form. It's one form, and it'll tell them every step that they need to take in order to have some financial aid or assistance, whether it's for the course itself, fees, books, all of the different things that it takes to go through your life as a student, your career as a student, we can offer through those scholarships, and it's one application online.
We'll definitely get to the different kinds of scholarships in just a moment. Dr. Meadows, the smiles on students' faces, priceless, right?
That's correct.
You probably heard a testimonial or two yourself from recipients outside of Darrian, of course.
Of course I have. When Andrea Krieger talks about, you know, realizing why you're here, that becomes very obvious during commencement exercises when students walk across the stage and get their diploma, because there are either smiles and happy tears.
Yes, plenty of those.
To celebration as they walk. So it's you always are reminded twice a year, you know, why we are here. And those scholarships are so very important to helping get those students to the place where they can walk across the stage.
Which leads me to the Bill Clover Memorial Auction. Will you speak about the endowment that's going to be set up to help students?
I want to talk about Bill first. He had two
Yes,
first
please.
names, Bill and Clover.
Two first names.
That's right.
Okay.
His last name is actually Clover, but so many people refer to Bill Clover as Clover. And that's his signature as well. His signature on his art is Clover. But, you know, for 52 years, serving under 5 of the 6 presidents, Bill Clover did his magic with students. Those students sent their children, and those children sent their children, and those children sent their children. And Bill taught them all, thousands of students. For many, many years, Bill created his clay cups and sold those to provide scholarships, so those students and those that followed them could have the opportunity of a scholarship to come study visual arts. And but we didn't endow those funds. They were used up as they were generated. So what we want to do to honor the legacy of Bill Clover, we want to raise sufficient funds, and he had some money that had not been used yet from the sale of his cups. So we're going to add to that through silent and live auction, through donated art from faculty, staff, and the local community of artists that admired Bill Clover and what he did for the college, for his students in Mana as well. Fill a bowl and
Pick a bowl, you fill it up with some soup, right?
You know, for 10 years, it's such a successful event that without Bill Clover would not have been nearly as successful. So we're going to hopefully October the 25th have a grand event with a lot of people there that are interested in honoring Bill Clover's name through an endowed scholarship.
That is awesome, Dr. Meadows. Darrian, let's scoot back over near you for just a moment. So you have the scholarship, and we know that you do quite a bit outside the classroom, right? Volunteer initiatives. Talk about those.
I volunteer heavily at my church with our youth department. We have vacation Bible schools during the summer camps. So yeah, I love doing that. I think it's really important to have our youth have a safe environment to play and just be themselves. So I really love doing that.
Recently on the campus, we had a National Voter Registration Day event, and I understand that you are registered to vote.
Yes, I am.
Right? Why do you believe that is so important for everyone?
I think because we all have a voice and that we should act upon that. So I think that's very important.
Here at the campus, we had volunteers. There were student ambassadors and those from the Student Government Association lending a helping hand. We even had some officials on hand that really are trying to encourage others who have not registered to vote to do so. And here is what one official had to say.
It's more likely that people will continue to cast their ballots if they start earlier in life. So if you register to vote at 18, you're more likely to cast your ballot at 30, 32, and so forth. And also becoming a poll worker. And so those are some of the things that we feel are the front line of defense in terms of ensuring that voter confidence remains high. And so if people start registering to vote at 18, they'll be able to continue that on in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and beyond.
And it is so important for all of us to exercise that right to vote. Andrea, shifting back to you, give us some specifics regarding the Bill Clover Memorial Auction.
Sure.
What should we expect when we arrive?
Well, you'll probably be greeted with a glass of champagne just to make the evening even more enjoyable. But if you want water, you can have that too. We will have some heavy hors d'oeuvres that night, but we will have quite a few pieces of art that have generously been donated, much because of the love that people had for Clover. And in addition to the art that's donated, we'll also have 33 of the mugs that he had remaining that obviously we're not going to be able to get any more of those, so this is your opportunity to be able to get those bowls and mugs. I actually said 33 mugs, it's bowls, and we're going to have about 50 of his mugs that are remaining. So we will do a silent and we will do a live auction, and one of the really cool things about the event is, and Dr. Meadows alluded to this, he was very much loved by his students, by the faculty he worked with, and by his predecessors in the department, the first department head for our visual arts program. So if you recognize those buildings out there, they were constructed and conceived by a gentleman named Carl Duke, who was our first department head. His estate, he just recently passed away as well, and his estate has donated over 400 pieces of his art, of Murano glass, of some wood pieces, of some fabulous reverse painting Chinese art pieces that are significant, and individuals will have the opportunity to secure one of them for their own art collections, because Carl, before he passed, said he wanted it to go to help raise the funds for this endowment. He wanted to continue to support the students attending Pensacola State College, just like Darrian.
Absolutely.
And an endowment sustains forever for the students that we serve. And both of these fine gentlemen recognized this is an opportunity to endow some funds to continue to support the students.
Excellent, and we'll definitely give our guests more information about that when they attend, correct?
Sure, absolutely. We will have, we'll have quite a few pieces. We'll actually have a display. We have the art boxes that Carl used in his paintings. We even have some Clover pieces that Clover through the years had sent to Carl. They had traded art back and forth, and so those items have been donated as well. And we will have all of the information. We'll have a program booklet for the live auction where folks can see pieces donated by Michael Bowles, Susan Voss, Jimmy Ray. Quite a few individuals have donated art to support this.
Wonderful. Dr. Meadows, quickly back to you with all the wonderful things the foundation does. We are so appreciative, aren't we?
Well, you know, the love of this institution spans 7 decades.
Yes.
So in the celebrating our 70th anniversary,
That's right.
I can think of no better way to exhibit the love for this institution than to actually invite the community to establish an endowed scholarship for someone that had served this institution for 52 years.
Well said, and many thanks to all of our guests. Everyone, this has been such a rewarding experience, and I want to thank all of you for joining us. Now, to find out more information about the holiday experience, Bill Clover Memorial Auction, and PSC student scholarships, log on to foundation.pensacolaState.edu or call 850-484-1560. I'm Rameca Vincent Leary. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep it locked in right here on WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast.